G'day, I'm Paul. Nissan has just announced when the new Patrol will be revealed. It's going to be September 4. I'm going to show you what we think it's going to look like along with all the information you need to know. So, Nissan in the Middle East has announced that September 4 is the date that the Patrol is going to be revealed to the world. It's been a long time coming. This will be the Y63. Well, we think it's going to be the Y63. Current one is the Y62. Now, we're going to be there as well, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, because the second we are able to show you footage of this new Patrol, it will go live on our channel and I will give you as much information as I possibly can. So what do we already know about it? Well, let's start off with the design. We've actually had this sort of render generated here based on the extensive spy shots we've seen. This car has been testing for quite some time now, and I've got to tell you, I absolutely love the look of this. In fact, I'm a massive just fan of the Patrol, fan of the Land Cruiser. I love those big SUVs, and I love the fact that you still have the oomph behind the wheel. You can go anywhere, you can tow anything. You've got room for heaps of people inside. They really are just the ultimate go anywhere machine. So they have kept a lot of that rugged styling, but they have really sharpened it up. Have a look how good this thing looks. Got a split headlight design up the top there, a big grille there with the Nissan logo. I think they've gone just for a mix of that Infiniti styling, but with the ruggedness you'd expect of a Patrol. You've got those sort of side steps along the side there, a little air vent on the side as well. I suspect this will include things like a 360 camera. You've got roof rails up the top, some nice tinted glass there with privacy glass, and then that kink at the top there where it comes around to the rear. The rear also looks pretty decent in my opinion. We think it's going to have an LED bar that runs all the way along the back there with the Nissan logo integrated, and then exhaust pipes nestled in down the bottom there. And I think they're going to go very Range Rover with this, like big alloy wheels and the option to get this in a very sharp styling pack that really puts this into a very different category. Patrol was always that sort of very rugged looking off-road machine, whereas now I think they still want to have the ability for you to go off-road, but they want it to look a bit more premium. And I think with that design is going to come a bigger price tag. Currently the Patrol in Australia caps out at around $100,000 plus on-road costs. I suspect this is going to be 10 or 20% higher, given that they will be jam-packing this with quite a lot of kit. So what do we know so far? Essentially, we know that the V8 is dead. So they have confirmed that the V8 will no longer exist in this next generation of Patrol. That was confirmed at Tokyo Motor Show, which is a shame. V8 was such a good engine. It revved out nicely. It sounded fantastic. In fact, the Warrior that we have here in Australia, which is a locally developed version of the Patrol, has side exit exhaust pipes, and it sounds unreal. This is what it sounds like. So I don't think the V6 is going to sound like that, but we do know that it's going to be an Infiniti engine, and it's most likely going to be a 3.5 litre twin turbocharged petrol V6, capable of producing 336 kilowatts of power and just under 700 newton meters of torque. So this would be up by 38 kilowatts and 138 newton meters above and beyond the current generation 5.6 litre V8. So it is a big step up, and it's also around 109 kilowatts higher than the 300 series Land Cruiser, which is available in Australia exclusively with a diesel V6 engine. So it is a big healthy jump up there. And of course, Toyota's had a lot of problems in the States with the petrol turbocharged V6 that's included in Tundra and things like the Lexus LX, because they've had to recall something like 100,000 versions of that engine. The engines will need to be replaced due to rogue metal filings found in some engines. So it is a big miss from Toyota. Hopefully Nissan doesn't have any of the same issues, but knowing Nissan, this will be a vehicle that performs well in a straight line. It will be very off-road capable, which is what we've come to expect from Patrol. And I think inside the cabin, we're also going to see a significant step up in terms of interior quality. If you have a look at what they've done recently with Patrol in Australia, they kind of jazzed up the interior a little bit, but it still has 1990s vibes with that old school wood grain. They changed it here in Australia by fitting a new infotainment system and a new sound system, which was great. It was better than what it was, but in terms of modern standards, it is way behind even stuff like the Land Cruiser, which is starting to feel a little dated inside the cabin. So I know that Nissan's going to do a really good job with that. It'll probably also include things like lockable differentials and extra off-road modes. The current generation of Patrol with its rear diff lock kind of just goes anywhere. You've got a few drive modes to pick from, but with low range, a modern traction control system and drive modes, I just think you're going to have the recipe there for a vehicle that will go anywhere. We've seen this testing in the Middle released on the sand dunes, which seems to be the go-to place for everyone that wants to flex and do a bit of testing in hot weather with those kinds of conditions. And expect to see things like 3.5 ton brake towing capacity. Air suspension, will that come? I don't think so. Air suspension is one of those things that complicates an off-road product. If you have a look at the Land Rover Defender, and especially if you look underneath that vehicle, it is so complex. Yes, they have almost a metre of wheel articulation with that air suspension. It is just so complex in terms of how it works, and it is a bit of a recipe for disaster for a vehicle like this that will already have a lot of advanced features that you really don't want going wrong. So they'll probably stick with a fairly traditional setup here, maybe even a hydraulic system like the current generation. We will wait and see when it is revealed. So yes, I'm excited for the reveal, September 4. Make sure you tune into our channel where we'll have all of the information that you need. Subscribe, press the bell icon. What are you expecting this to have? Let me know in the comments section. Is there anything that is a must-have for you that would make you buy this or perhaps not buy this over any other vehicle in the segment? Let me know in the comments section. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you like it and you share it with your mates. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, press the bell icon. But until next time, take it easy.